Good day, podcast community. Pete Kane here, Podcast Pete, and high performance coach. This is the 4 human drivers to a brighter future. And if you're an organization, group that would like to have me come in and speak to your group, this is just one of my 3 talks. All right, let's get started. Now, I have a gift for you at the end. So if you hang with me for 20 minutes, you're going to get a $300 gift that can change and transform your life. Okay, let's talk about the 4 human drivers. So first, aliveness. Aliveness to me is my morning routine. I get up, I drink my water, I think, I journal, and I start planning my day. I think, I journal, and I plan my day. Then I implement, but that's a little bit later. That's my first thing I do. The second thing for aliveness is connection. I do that in the afternoon where I call people, I talk to people, I have meaningful conversations with people. And when I have meaningful conversations, texting is a form of communication, but it doesn't have any emotions in it. And when you lack emotions in your relationships, in your connections, you lack aliveness. So pick up the phone, talk to people. Talk to people, connect with people, have meaningful conversations with people. Don't be so busy you can't call a loved one, a friend. Check in with them and have that conversation. And then the other thing is exercise. So I go to the gym 4 days a week, and 2 days a week I'm at PT and OT. So like 4 hours a week, I'm at PT and OT. Having had a stroke 3.5 years ago, I'm still working at it. Still getting professional help from PT Solutions. Wonderful therapy. Wonderful PT. Kara and Caitlin, awesome 2 therapists who work with me to push me, to challenge me to get better. And those days that I'm not there, 4 days, so I have 6 days a week, I'm working on the exercise piece to aliveness. If you catch me not at PT Solutions, I'm at LA Fitness. So there, I'm on the bike for 30 minutes, and I push myself there to hit my heart rate. And I listen like I have here. You may not be able to see it, but I use the headset, which is kind of like works off a bone, goes into the side of your temple. So I can control it by just hitting this one button. I can have conversations with people. And when I'm on the bike, I'm listening, I'm growing, I'm getting better. I'm consuming daily growth day, which is part of my routine every single day. I'm doing the 5 to Thrive. I'm part of a personal development community by my mentor, Brendan Bouchard, who teaches, coaches, challenges me every day. And I do the 5 to Thrive, related video on that topic for the day, plus 2 thought-provoking questions. When those questions, they get you to think, critically think, which is a long lost art. But you bring that back and aliveness really kicks in. So it asks me, what am I grateful for? Or what are 3 things that it just asks me various things to help me to think. Then I put together my list of things to do. I always do 3 things. 3 things, and I focus on getting those 3 things done each day. Things that'll move the needle. I think a lot. Most of my day is quiet. I'm either on the porch, listening to the birds and bees, writing, talking, podcasting, editing. I always want to create because that gives me that aliveness. And the second one is connection. So 5 people a day I call. I try to connect with a meaningful conversation with 5 people a day. People say that takes a long time. Depends on your priorities. Because I get 3 days in one, I'm working on 21 days a week. Most are working on 7. So I have time to make those phone calls, to have conversations. You may be the people I call. I don't know, but I make 5 each day. That gives me that connection. Because when you start isolating yourself, when you start texting too much and you start consuming other people's lives, you can't create your life. You are the magic, and anything's possible through creating your life. So when you focus on the 4 human drivers of aliveness, connection, meaningful purpose, and growth, lean into it. Lean into it. Make those connections. Talk to 5 people. And the other one, leveling up your peer group. I have a course on that. I haven't finished it, but I think I read the stat. I don't know, don't quote me exactly. But the average person comes to the end of their life and has 1 or 2 friends. It doesn't have to be like that. Brendan Bouchard's got friends all over the world because he's intentionally leveled up on a regular basis. Level up your peer group. Challenge yourself to grow in that area. When you grow in that area, Tony Robbins said one time, the quality of your life is the quality of your relationships. So if you're not happy with all your relationships, level up. Level up. See my training on Level Up. You just put pkane.me/level up. You'll see it. It'll be available next week. But until then, keep that handy because you want to be able to level up because that's going to allow you to really lean into connections. And I do a thing, this is just me personally. When I meet somebody, you'll probably hear me repeat the name 5 times. And I'll tie it to something, like something funny, something memorable. Because when you hear people say, oh, I'm not good with names, you just haven't had the motivation to learn it. And if you can start having some fun by repeating and just, how do you spell that? How did you get that name? If you've heard me, I say that more times than most. We know where they got it, their mom or dad. But it gets conversation. We talk about the name. I spell it. I link it to something. But doing that allows me to a stronger connection. And when you have a stronger connection, you're getting better at the second part of human drive. Okay. Now, the next one, meaningful purpose. The average, after somebody retires, they die within 2 years. Why? They lack purpose, meaningful purpose. They're part of that connection to their community wherever they worked. Now they're sitting on the porch with no purpose. And a person without a vision will perish. Check it up in the Bible. It will allow you to be excited when you have that meaningful purpose. My friend Jeff at Rotary, we were talking actually at the last social at Kennesaw Gun Club. He retired. He was an engineer. And he talked about like pouring back into giving, to being a part of an incredible organization, North Cobb Rotary. Check them out if you want to be a part of people making an impact. When you walk into that room on Thursday morning, there's something different. These are people that are practicing the human drivers of aliveness, connection, meaningful purpose, and growth. Through that, you can feel the energy in the room. And when Jeff retired and his friend Jeff invited him to come, he joined, and he was telling me he read a book called Repack Your Bags. Don't know if that's the exact title, but it's close. And it's about having a meaningful next journey, meaningful purpose. So he's repacked his bag, and now he has more purpose in what he's doing now. Instead of sitting there on the front porch doing nothing and watching your health go downhill, watching your aliveness go downhill, he leans into repacking his bag and goes on to the next challenge, the next purpose. Because if you do that, you have the aliveness that's so important to your life. So lean in to that purpose, whatever it is. Go read a book, listen to some podcasts, be around people that can help you forge your next purpose. And when you have that, you wake up with vigor, with excitement, with aliveness. And let me see, the next one, the energy. The energy, my energy's off the chain. Why? Because I use a thing called the principle of generating energy. I do 21 days when most are doing 7 in a week. So I break it into 3 6-hour days. So I get 3 days in one, 3 mini days in one. With that, gives me more energy. With that, I've given up social media. I've given up TV. Watch about as much. I watch very little. I don't binge. I don't veg out on TV. I learn from the program I may be watching because learning is growing. We'll get to that in just a second. But the energy that you develop when you're not consuming other people's lives, you're creating your life. We are lured into consumption. All the social media platforms, what do they want? To keep you on there. What do they want? To have you consume mindlessly, but stay on there and see their ads. So you got to set those boundaries. I haven't set them yet, but I will. I used to be in social media years ago before my stroke. Used to have a digital marketing agency, small one, but I couldn't practice that when I had my stroke. So I shifted to podcasting, and the best shift I ever did because I got a chance to connect, to learn, to grow, and to do something completely different. I didn't know what the heck I was doing when I started. Lost podcasts, didn't go out and find a best mic, which a lot of times we do. We say, it's got to be perfect before I start. And you never start. Progress versus perfection. And when you look at that meaningful purpose and you look at that energy, because you are on purpose, you're doing things, conversations are on purpose. Each day is on purpose. I live every single day like it's my last. Why do I do that? Because I almost didn't have an opportunity. I got a second chance, and I'm not going to blow it. I love every single day. I'm going to live it till the last day on this earth. Because if I live every day like it's my last, one day I'm going to be right. But until then, that aliveness is going to be there. And when I'm talking to you, I'm focusing on you. I want to hear you. I want to hear what you have to say. I want to have a meaningful dialogue with you because of the way I've leaned in as Brendan challenged us one time on the 4 human drivers. That's where I got it from. So every day I'm in growth day. Every day I'm journaling. Every day I am looking at a gift to live out that day. And that's possible when you understand, when you come on board with us. And there'll be an opportunity to do that. Because if you're not feeling the human drive, you're not feeling that aliveness, that connection, that meaningful purpose, and that growth, come join us. Come join us because I'm going to give you a course, a $300 course. And if you're out there and you want me to come in and speak, this is just one of my 3 talks. I do one on the 5 high performance habits, which are clarity, energy, courage, productivity, and influence. And I do one on the mindset from a local to a global, because we are in a global opportunity now. And we have to think differently about that. So those 3 talks, if you want me to come in and speak, let me throw this up on the screen. Just go to pk.me/media. And then send me a support ticket at support@pcane.me. Let me know what day you want me to come in. Give me some details. Rolando will be back in touch with you to coordinate something like that. But if you want me to come in and speak to your group for 15, 20 minutes on the 4 human drivers, this is an idea. You can go to my live page and see me speaking there. I keep getting better because I keep working on creating skills. All right, let me take this off so I can get back to meaningful purpose. What's the other one? Courage. Wow, this is a big one. Speaking in front of people on a platform, it's the second biggest fear to dying, public speaking. I was fearful. I was nervous. I wasn't sure what if I say the wrong thing? And I was focused on the wrong thing instead of delivering my whatever I was talking about to the person receiving it. And I gained confidence, courage. They all go together. You got fear over here. So picture on your left shoulder, fear. On your right shoulder is faith and courage. You let fear grow, it will grow. Feed your fear, it will own you. Feed your courage, feed your gain confidence. Feed the right shoulder, feed that part of you. So when somebody asks you to speak to a group and you're scared and you're fearful, that's when you know you got to lean into it. Lean into doing it. Being fearful the first time, scared, because it's the second biggest fear to dying. So it's not like it's not normal, but what isn't normal is feeding your fear. Because if you feed your fear in one area, it grows into other areas of your life. So have that courage to step out of your comfort zone. Nothing happens in your comfort zone. That's why you got to lean in to being uncomfortable. Lean in to being painful, because entrepreneurship is no easy journey. It's not for everybody, but it's for those that can manage pain, manage stepping into confident from being uncomfortable. And when you do that, you gain courage. So you got the last part of it. Let's see as we wind down. Growth, personal growth. I told you before when I got my morning routine. Personal growth, and I practiced this my whole life because I flunked English, 2 failed attempts at Virginia Tech. I was academically, that was not my path. Man, it's great when you are. but it wasn't for me. It wasn't because I couldn't spell my way out of a wet paper bag. So I didn't know how to write. I didn't know how to get B's and C's. I got more F's and C's than I did A's and B's. So I leaned into the pathway of hard knocks, reading books, listening to tapes, watching, monitoring, learning from people. When I started learning from people, you start to grow. Now, it took a stroke to slow me down because I was like what's this age? Like a chicken with my head cut off, but I had my head on. But the point is, there was a lot of just chaos up there in the brain, trying to get more things done than I had time to do it. And I was just running and gunning every day. But I was leaning into personal development. And then when I had 49 days to think, 49 days to think, that was when things started to change. I started to journal. And let me just give you, it was the best thing that's ever happened. I now have 20 plus journals. I journal every single day, 2 and 3 times a day. I know it's a little excessive, but when you have not been a writer your whole life, you love the fact that you can express yourself, create. Every time I'm writing, I'm learning. And when you're learning, you're growing. So practice. Just write your thoughts out. You get between 12 and 20,000 thoughts go through your head. How can you keep those things straight? Journaling can help you. Journaling can help you grow. Journaling can help you get better. Look at the people that have written books. If the classics weren't out there, How to Win Friends and Influence, if Dale Carnegie hadn't written that book, we wouldn't have been able to enjoy that book. So write, express yourself, create yourself. When you create, you grow. When you consume, you go downhill. Be a creator. You were born to create. So create your life. The magic is in you and anything is possible. But you got to activate it. You got to move from consumption to creating. The opportunity is bright. The future is bright. And let me give you something right now. Okay. All right. Go to pk.me/connect. And let me go back to the human drivers, and I want to get to where you can, let me see if I can get there. Hold on here. Hold on, Nelly. Hold on. Oops, I did think I did it. Nope, that's George. I'm going from our live event. Hold on here. I don't want to. There we go. Okay. All right, here we go. The gift that keeps on giving. This is a $300 offer. That's yours from me to you. $300 value. 12 sessions on the high performance habits based on the high performance habit by Brendan Bouchard. Clarity, energy, courage, productivity, and influence. You'll be in a group. Well, let me think. Hold on here. Yes. Okay. You get the 12 sessions. Go to Connect. Use the word gift. That'll get you started. Because when you start learning and start growing, when you get to this, after you finish the 6th influence session, you'll be invited to join this live free group high performance coaching where you'll be coached by myself or a high performance coach, where we'll guide you, transform you, help you, because you'll be with 10 business minded people that are applying the 5 high performance habits, that are applying Daniel Priestley's online strategy of really being a person of influence online and practicing the 7-11-4, which is people have to consume you. And that's a different training for a different time. But if they want to get to know you, like you and trust you and do business with you, they have to know you online by consuming. So let them go on a journey with you. That's what we teach. So be a part of a bright future. And we have 5 of our veterans in the group and 5 of our future leaders of this world. Together, you're better. Together, you go on a 12-week transformation. 12 individual sessions, guided, coached by a high-performance coach like myself, a certified high-performance coach. Because Brendan Bouchard, hold on here, let me go back here. If I can give you this, hold on. Okay, here we go. I knew. Right here, high-performance coach. Brendan coaches me every single day. Read his book, listened to thousands of hours because I'm working on clarity, energy, courage, productivity, and influence. But once you hit influence, it's going to activate an email for you to join a live transformational group experience with 19 people that are on the same path as you, learning, growing, working towards a brighter future. The magic is in you, and anything is possible. The magic is in you, and anything's possible. And nope, I didn't put that on. Okay, so go to pk.me/SS. If you're at a point where you want a strategy, you don't have clarity in your life, book a clarity session with me. Go to pk.me/SS for strategy session. Get clarity in your life. Bring aliveness, connection, meaningful purpose, and personal growth into your life. The future is bright for you to activate. Just use the word gift, go to connect, get your course, start your journey, and we'll see you in the live coaching experience. Be bold.